DC Multiverse!
Well, welcome back, DC fans. Today, we're going to be having a look at the McFarlane Toys DC Collector Edition, The Strange Lives of Superman action figure. As usual, this bad boy comes in the McFarlane Collector's Edition black, white, and blue packaging. Through the window box here, here's a little sneak peek at what comes on the inside. Side of the box says who it is and where it's from, while the back has a pretty neat looking piece of artwork. The issue that this Superman figure is supposed to be based off of is Giant Superman Annual number 3. Out of the box, here is everything that we got on the inside, and as we can see, he came with a really fantastic lion head that also has 2 lion claw paws, as well as the future Superman's bulbous fat head, bringing us to a total of 3 Superman heads, because you also have the basic Superman head sculpt, and this neat little trading card, which is the same image as the back of the box. Here we have the short data file bio on the back, which you can feel free to pause to read if you'd like to, and if not, then we will just get directly into looking at the figure. Having this dude on the rotatey, we can see that this body buck has definitely been used before, and we'll compare it in just a moment to some of the other uses of this body buck, but I really like this blue, red, and yellow combo. It's not my favorite shade of blue for Superman, but this is a really nice, rich, dare I say, royal blue, and it contrasts nicely with the red and the yellow. And I really like this Superman chest logo. I like how thick the outside lines are, I like how thick the S is, and the same logo is nicely decaled on the back of Superman's cape as well, and looks fantastic. Superman's cape is nicely tucked in around the neckline here, and it's a wired cape, so we can see that there are wires down the side and wires down the bottom, so this cape will pose in, I would say, almost any way that you would want to pose it in, just because there's a wire along all of the edges. You want it up? Great. You want it out? Good too. Perhaps you want it off to one side. Well, the cape can manage that as well. Superman's trunks are the same as we've seen on multiple Superman figures, although I do wish that they would use the Christopher Reeve Superman trunks on this body, because it would look even better. The face sculpt for the Superman, it isn't too terrible. Like, it does kind of invoke that classic Silver Age Superman look, but in the same token, like, it also doesn't. But how well this head has been made, it's actually really nice. The tone of the flesh and the paint of the eyes and the eyebrows and the lips and the slight tone on the cheeks there. I mean, they did a great job with this head sculpt. My only real complaint about this Superman figure, and I guess it's not a complaint, it's more of a nitpick, is that this really isn't the blue that Superman was colored back in the day. This is definitely too dark to be that kind of classic Superman blue. Here he is compared to other uses from this body buck, and we can see that the current Superman has been made on the Old Man Soup's Crisis on Infinite Earths Superman body buck. And this does seem to be McFarlane's go-to soups now, and fans do seem to like it. I think it's a fantastic body sculpt. I do wish that there was a little bit more muscle definition, but it's not a bad body. Okay, so here I've got Superman wedged in between 2 Superman figures. The one on the left is a custom Superman figure of mine, and the one on the right is a vanilla Hush Superman figure. No changes made to it. And honestly, I feel like both of these blues that they've chosen for these figures would have been better choices for a classic Silver Age Superman. If you're trying to emanate a time frame where this Superman would have came from, then you kind of got to get the blue right. And as much as I like this blue, I don't think it's correct. And also, I mean, really, these 2 older Superman figures from DC Direct actually nail the blue color a lot better than this current one does. Here's the close-up of the lion head sculpt that Superman comes with. They did a really great job. The lion's got a spit curl. Did you see that? Look at that. The lion's got a spit curl. That's fun. The eyes have been painted really nice. Everything. This is a really well done lion facial sculpt. I like this a lot. It actually, to me, kind of looks like Aslan. This definitely has a very Aslan feeling from The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And Superman had a lion head sculpt in the story entitled The Lady and the Lion. And here's what it looks like when you put his claws on him too. Rawr, rawr, rawr. That has got to be the least threatening lion sound I've ever heard or made. Hold on, I'm going to try and make a really cool lion sound. You ready? Here we go. Zoom in, and... Well, that was terrible. Here's a look at the big bulbous head sculpt that came in the package with Superman, and this comes from the story The Superman of the Future. And just for funsies, I figured that I would take his head off and try a few other head sculpts on here, because I know there will be those of you at home who are wondering what this figure looks like with different heads on the body. Here's what he looks like with a DC Direct First Appearance Superman head sculpt on the body here. You know, I could have, if I was going to put this on here, I might drill out the head a little bit and sink the head a little bit lower, but I don't think that this looks too bad sitting here up on the shoulders. Here is what Supes looks like when you stick the basic Action Comics 1000 head sculpt on the body. I'm going to zoom out and get a better look at this too. I think that for some people could very easily become their definitive Superman. For sure, because that looks great. Here he is with the Action Comics issue 1 Superman head sculpt on the body. And the skin tone for the neck and the head don't match. If you're thinking of doing this one, you can see that they really don't match here. And the same thing with the Fleischer Studio Superman head sculpt. Now, I mean, it should be resting further down, but yeah, the face and the neck are just too far off. It's super noticeable. And for those of you who may have one of these Tony May Superman head sculpts, this is what this one looks like on the body. I think that looks awesome. That looks so good. I like that a lot. I know that a lot of you won't have this head sculpt, but for those of you that do, this is a good combination. As for the articulation, I'm fairly certain we can skip that. Okay, I'll quickly go through it. Head. Torso, waist, shoulders, bicep swivels, double jointed elbows, rounded shape sculpted wrist hinge, down, up, and peg for twisty twist motion. McFarlane Toys super groin right here, up, back, outie, thigh cut approximation there, double jointed knees, rounded hinge with quite a bit of articulation, and it's a pivot. And, of course, Superman is not left without toe articulation. There, I did it, just in case somebody hasn't ever seen this body buck in motion before. So, what do I think of this fantastic, awesome Superman figure? Well, it's definitely, in my opinion, one of the best that McFarlane has made to date. It's a great body buck. It's got a cloth goods cape that is wired all around. I know the cape is short, and that might be something that some of you folks at home don't like. But the cape was shorter back then, so it's accurate to the source material. I wish the blue was a little bit lighter, but I do like this blue color, and the red and the yellow look fantastic with it. The lion face sculpt as well as Mr. Fathead Supes both look fantastic, and the basic Superman head sculpt looks good. I'm not sure if it evokes really a Superman feeling to me, but all in all, I think this is a fantastic Superman figure, and I am really, really stoked I got my hands on it. Anyway, that's all from me today, super friends, so have yourself a super awesome DC day, and I will see you with the next one. Take care, everybody.